Hello everybody and welcome to another video where we have a Scarlet Keys player card to spoil for all of you. Let's show it off right now. It's a Seeker card, as you can see on the thumbnail. Travis's favorite color.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's Travis's favorite card. We have Map the Area. It's a 1-cost Insight Tactic event. Commits for a brain and a foot. Investigate, add your brain or foot to your skill value for this investigation. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues at this location, attach Map the Area to it. Limit 1 per location. Reduce the difficulty of all skill tests at attached location by 1. So, immediately I'm just going to say it right now, it doesn't read as like a exciting card. But there is probably some uses for it. I'm going to wager in the Scarlet Keys expansion because the maps are smaller, the campaign, right? And also it's... this is another one of those cards that's like you look at it and you're like, this is great if you know a campaign really well.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a scenario, like, this card is actually, I think, very good if, like, scenario dependent. Mm-hmm. If there's a location you're going to be spending a lot of time at, this gives you +1, each investigator location plus $1 stats.
Do you know where this would be great? The pump room.
It would, yeah. Yeah, like, this card is, I think, very good when it is good for one experience, but yeah, it's going to be pretty campaign dependent. In Edge of the Earth, this card is like trash.
Yeah, because
it's probably also like really good at in Carnivale.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it doesn't seem like it should be because you're running around the circle. But like spoilers for a standalone that's been out for years. You spend a lot of time in a rowboat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of more too.
It's probably good for lighting / unlighting the braziers.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you can use this for +4 on the last one.
Mm-hmm. Could be nice.
Or not +4. I guess it's still 1. It's still 1 because its difficulty is reduced by 1. That's my bad.
Mm-hmm.
Pay no attention to me.
It's pretty good for like some of the Forgotten Age scenarios where you're like stuck trying to evade enemies forever or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like it's not uncommon to get bogged down by like quicksand and stuff like that.
Yeah. Anything with like a central location you're going to be moving into. I mean, even like realistically, like this also seems like a good card in like a Hacker Min thing, right? You just like then make your location really good too.
Yeah.
I think the only problem is I mean all the scenarios where it's bad, and I'm like, car chase, awful in that scenario, right? But at the same time, like there is also there's not even the same time for that.
Yeah,
I was gonna say there's a location where you could all die.
If you go first.
Yeah.
You dump this down as your first action, you're just like everybody's +1 this turn. Like how many times does this card need to give you +1 before it's worth an action, a card, and a test, and a resource?
That's actually a great
right?
Great way to look at it.
Like how many times does that need to happen? Because I think it's more than 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like I probably wouldn't play a card and a resource for +1 to 5 tests. Although maybe I would, because like I've definitely played things like, the meat cleaver and stuff, but they do extra damage, so it like doesn't really count.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if there's gonna be an upgraded version of this that lets you also take a clue and like maybe like
Yeah, I think if this is giving you +1 to like I don't know maybe 7-ish, maybe 8 actions or 8 tests, it's probably good. Probably. Also really good if you're playing with stuff that requires you to make tests for your own stupid engines, like alchemical transmutation. You can just be like, oh no.
Yeah.
I don't need to upgrade this to the one that's 0 because it's already 0.
I mean, also realistically too, there's a lot of scenarios where like the final stand, it's a boss fight and clue on one location. Just getting this out there is a big impact on the game, right? That's true too.
Any location that has like 6 clues on it, this might be really good for you.
Yeah, it also helps you feel like the mythos phase of those turns while you're just sitting there.
Yeah.
I hope that Carson can play this card because it does something.
Yeah.
You might have a hard time like doing it though.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
Yeah. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
I'm even just thinking now too, like there's also just like some location, like in Dream Eaters, there's like locations where you have to make multiple tests on a location. You know where this would save our ass on that one train we keep falling off on?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, guys, I drew a diagram. Walk this way and you don't fall.
In the floor.
Leo's just oh! And Rex is like I mean, Rex will probably fall off that train too, knowing Rex.
Yeah, he probably will.
Yeah, he has Rex's curse. He's like,
Yeah, but any sort of thing that requires you to make a test at the end of a turn when you're in that location, this is pretty solid for, I think.
Yeah, basically, passive tests to anything you can get out of it. Yeah, actually, as we're talking more, I'm like, I think this card can be a good, like, this card, like, also, to me, screams, like, one of, you know, where it's just, like, you probably don't need two of these, and you're Seeker, so you can probably just hold it for when you need it. But it also probably wouldn't be bad if you had two.
Right, don't play this one in your Joe Diamond Hunch decks. That's going to be a bad time.
Yeah.
Although then it doesn't cost the resource in the card, so I suppose the number of times it needs to pay off is notably less. But, like, still.
Yeah, because then you're like, I guess I'm doing this here. Yeah.
Guess that's how this is.
Yeah, I'm curious to see this one. See it played out.
Yeah, I bet this card is a tank with stupid bird. Permanent, or not permanent, stupid bird ass. Yeah, it is a
Goose?
permanent, isn't it? The
Not
raven.
goose.
It's got like a big raven on it.
Far side?
Yeah.
That's not permanent.
You sure?
It takes up arcane slot.
It's a high XP.
It's a yellow card. It's gotta be broken.
It's a high XP yellow card, Britton.
Yeah. I honestly have never really read what that. I know it lets you play your events as though they were fast if you have a lot of cards in your hand.
That's what
it does. Yeah.
Yep.
It would be good there because then it's like the thing that sucks about this is that it takes an action.
Yeah, you're not
right?
spending the action on this, and it's even then if it's just like +3, it's probably still good.
Do you know what this
and
is also good with? When Carson Sinclair gives you an extra action, and you say, Carson, I'm gonna waste my action on your action on one that I wouldn't want to take on my own.
Thanks, Carson. I drew you a picture.
Well, I mean, that's how it's always going to be. When you have 4 actions, one has got to be the lowest value one.
Yeah,
that is the truth. I mostly just want to get this card into my discard pile so then I can attach an eidetic memory to my location that does nothing while attached because it's just an eidetic memory.
Yeah. That's Bryn.
Yeah.
I think that would be funny. Yeah. Maybe I'll start putting together a massively multiplayer deck that does that.
Yeah.
It does nothing.
Oh yeah,
attaches cards that don't do anything to things.
Yeah. Yeah, so just so you know, if you ever play in our epic multiplayer days that we do on Patreon and Bryn's in your group, you're probably in for a rough time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this actually, after talking about it, I think this card is a lot better than I thought it was on the first reading.
I think it is stronger than it reads.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not like deduction level of powerful.
No. Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, even now just thinking, like, I was saying it's a one of, like, in Echoes of the Past, for example, you just drop 2 of these on, like, the last, like, location, and you're like, you just breeze through it.
You can only have 1 per location.
Thanks, Travis.
You're welcome.
All right, back to my one of point.
Yeah, it also commits for half a guts.
Yeah, it does also commit for half a guts. Yeah.
That's not so bad.
All right.
Although, admittedly, my card evaluation has been suffering. I've been playing Wendy, and I'm just like, what if this card didn't do anything? It doesn't matter. It's still great.
Yeah. Bryn's just like looking at this card and be like, I discard this to Wendy's ability. It's probably a pretty good card.
Discard this to anything.
Yeah. I do wonder, too, because it's pretty much confirmed at this point. I mean, apart from there was the leaks of Vincent Lee that haven't been, like, no one knows if it's actually official, but it seems to be. But that Daryl is going to be Survivor, potentially the Survivor Seeker. Like, maybe there's something also for him, too. Who knows? I'm curious to see. But obviously, we're in spoiler season, and we have a bunch of cards coming your way for the next few months, as well as other content creators. So be sure to follow all of them. There is also a Google Doc made by Veronica from Until the End of Time. Apologies if I got the channel name wrong. I'm going off memory. And my memory, as you can tell, I forgot that I read that this says limit 1 per location. And I read it about 9 minutes ago. So things aren't looking good over here. But thanks for watching, everybody. Huge thank you to all of our patrons and for everyone who is watching and commenting on all of our stuff. Thanks so much. Have a good one. And as always, GG's. Easy.
Oh, it's easy.
The stop recording isn't working, so enjoy this glimpse behind the scenes.